So, do you think Trump should run again in 2024?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think his ego will allow him not to run. But I think, Ron DeSantis would be an excellent choice. I think Candace Owens would be an excellent choice. I think he has a lot of people that he could run with. I'd be really proud of him if he would step down in the VP role. And honestly, I'd love to see him take over as Speaker of the House. That would be ideal. But I want him to stay in politics because, again, you don't have to support all the words the man says, but I believe what he did for our country was good.
So, let's say he runs in 2024. Let's say he wins. What's the first thing you want him to do?
Maybe start to work on the health care plan.
What's your ideal health care plan?
So, honestly, I think that's maybe why that didn't get done I think that's maybe why it didn't get done in the first 4 years. It's a pretty complicated problem. So I wish I knew the answer to it. I do believe in health care for all. But I think there are better ways to do it, just what those ways are. If I knew the answer to that, I'd be running.
Do you think Trump should run again in 2024? And if he wins, what is the first thing you want him to do?
I would say get the wall back. Yeah. I don't see a reason not to have a nice border wall. I think it protects everybody. I'm not going to say if he should run or not. I mean, I think DeSantis is doing a good job. I think there's a lot of leadership coming. I think Trump kind of broke the apple cart down and just said, hey, if you want to be a populist, kind of from the right, like Bernie is more from the left, you can get in there and make a difference, and here's how you do it. You're going to get beat up. You're going to be called. You're going to call all the names in your book when he wasn't called all these names in the book before he ran, but after he ran, he's all these names. So I don't know. I think it's fine either way. I mean, if he has the energy, let him try. Why not? But he has to make the case, just like the problem is the current administration didn't make the case. They weren't interviewed. The biggest interview was Cardi B or I don't know, some star. That was the interview. That was his biggest interview from a basement. He didn't have hard interviews. He didn't give speeches, and so we don't really know, especially on foreign policy. There wasn't even a debate on foreign policy. So, if someone wants to run for president, then they got to go through the rigors of the media and answer questions and face the people.
Trump, do you think he's going to run again in 2024?
I hope he will, but if he doesn't, I don't blame him because he's suffered more than most presidents in their lifetime.
Let's say he runs. Let's say he wins. What's the first thing you want him to do?
I want him to reverse Joe Biden's policies, okay? And I want him to reinstitute or get a new tax advantage for people who have a house. My daughter and son-in-law have a house, and they were told that, okay, after this year, you can't claim any more taxes on your house. You can't, I'm not sure what the deal is, but that doesn't seem fair to me because people who own a house do pay property taxes, and that should be partly at least deductible.
Is there anything else you want to see?
I would like to see there more fairness. I know the elites rule this world, and people who have millions and millions of dollars. I don't covet their money, but they don't pay the same tax rate that I do. I pay 22% on my measly Social Security and pension, right? And they should pay a fairer share than they're paying.
They're doing it. Is Trump going to run again in 2024?
Hopefully.
If he wins, what do you think the first thing he should do is?
Help the First Amendment because it seems to be the one that hit him the worst, since the election and since, banning his Twitter, Facebook. Besides, interviews with certain press, you don't see him on TV too much anyways.